Hey guys, this is Oracle Daphne. My name is Beth, and I'm back today to do your July 2019 monthly tarot horoscopes. This is for everyone with their ascendant, sun, or moon in the lovely Gemini, and I'm back using a variety of decks, and I may pull a card or two from one of the other decks that I have. So it's going to be a bunch of different ones. And if you guys like to get a private reading, I am still offering private readings. You can check out my website, oracledaphne.com. The link will be below in the description box. And I'm pretty much ready to get started here for you guys. Again, it's for July 2019, although it's timeless because you could be watching this later in time. And I do recommend people watch them again at the end of the month. I always feel like my videos resonate with me most after the month is over. So I may be posting this a little bit earlier, before July, but this is meant for any timeline, but also, July 2019. So let me just lay out a spread. See what we got. I feel like there's some serious change that's upon you. You got both the King of Swords and the Death card in the center of the reading. For those of you watching for an older Gemini, this could be like a heart attack or something to do with their heart. I've seen this before. I saw this before, actually, I think, for someone. I don't know. It's coming back. I don't know if it's a heart problem or if, it's a heart murmur or there's something to do with the heart. Anytime something like this is in the center, this is like a heart problem. Blood pressure, too. Could even be blood sugar. I feel like there's anything blood related disorder. Could be a blood related disorder. But I just talked about in one of my other videos that I associate the King of Swords with someone who's passed away, and that with the Death card in the center, to me this is literally, beginning of July, boom, somebody that is passing away, and or maybe a Gemini that that you're watching for is passing away. I don't necessarily feel like I don't necessarily feel like for those of you watching, this is you in the sense that, obviously, if you're watching this video, you're still alive. So, which is good. I like to see that. I don't feel like this is danger per se, although you do need to look out for your surroundings, because you do have the Five of Swords coming in from the outside, and the Five of Swords is someone, to me this is somebody who doesn't care who they hurt. This is someone who's out for blood. So literally this is like a fight. Some of you may get into a fight, and it may change you in some way, getting into a fight with someone. It could be just the sparring of words, though, because Gemini spars words. Gemini is too, it's not like Gemini doesn't have the brawn. Gemini does have what it takes as far as physical strength. It's just that they typically are too smart for that. They're too smart to get into a physical fight, So to me, this is having serious words with someone, serious hardcore words where someone is you're fighting with someone. You need to look out. It's interesting. I look down and we have the Hermit showing up in the position of emotions, and the Hermit is looking out. So the words that just came to me was, you need to look out. You need to look out for yourself. You need to be on lookout for other people, what's going on. Gemini thinks they know. They think they have things figured out. And in the month of July, I don't feel like you do. I feel like you may not see things coming. I feel like there is a blind, or you have a blind, this is like the blind side of Gemini, where you don't see something coming. We do have the Knight of Wands coming in from the outside too. So to me, it's like you don't see the Knight of Wands coming in from the outside. Something is coming. Okay, that's what I want to say. Something is coming. If we wanted to get raunchy, not in a good way. Like, if you're having an orgasm, that would be good. But this is not that. This is something coming into your life that's unexpected. Again, this is the blind side kind of thing. You're not seeing how things can play out. You're not seeing how they are going to play out. It's like all of this chaos and confusion, and maybe, at the same time, you're hanging out with your kids or your grandkids and you're doing something fun. Maybe, you're taking them to the park, or maybe you're, going on a trip, but it just feels like we're planning a trip. Maybe I don't know, you're doing something, and it's kind of like helps to kind of distract you. Some of you are very focused on like the mundane aspects of life, cooking, cleaning, laundry, because you have the Six of Cups showing up here also. And the Six of Cups is, to me, taking care of, your fur babies, your kids, the grandkids. You know what I mean? Like, this is also food industry. This is also bartending, restaurant. Because the little girl in the picture, she's serving drinks. She's serving her like little animals, maybe cereal or something, or tea. Yeah, she's having like a little tea party. I don't know, July for you just feels really weird. It feels really, really, really weird. Like, it's going to feel like the Twilight Zone. For some of you, like, you entered, like, this weird Twilight Zone. And I would avoid any kind of drugs, to be honest with you. I feel like your energy is so weird. I was going to say you're high enough. That's kind of what I feel. And then I look down and look at the Page of Swords. Everything I've said with, like, I look down at the card and then it's like the card is explaining what I've said. So it's almost very literal. Like, I don't really interpret my cards that way. I don't really see life as being literal. Like, everything's a metaphor. Like, that's how I view things, A flower's not a flower. A flower is a metaphor for some kind of transformation, of a transition. You know what I mean? Like, it's beauty, it's art. I mean, I could go on and on. It's not literal, but I look down and she's high. She's high. There's a level of escapism here that worries me, actually, because I look down and I see I saw these little mushrooms in this card, and then later down the line in July we have the Moon card, which can indicate drugs, and there's all these mushrooms, and she's lost. Um, Watch what you're eating and you're drinking. Some of you may not feel good. To me, this could be like food poisoning. Um, watch what you're eating or drinking. I don't feel like you are that healthy going into July. Coming out of July, I feel like your emotions are causing you to get physically sick. Some of you, it's physical sickness. Some of you, it's pregnancy. Some of you are physically sick because you're getting pregnant. The Page of Swords it can also be pregnancy. So some of you, like, you have like morning sickness, like very strongly, or like you're like feeling quite nauseous. I don't usually get this from my readings, but Gemini, this is how it's going. July feels like a little bit, yeah, like nauseous. Those of you who are, planning on having children, there is something about children. Some of you already have children. There's something also about having another child. This could be, yeah, just like morning sickness. I also feel like you're heart sick. To me, it's like heart sick, emotional grief, emotionally sick. Like, to me, it makes me feel like it's very adrenal. Like, maybe you're fatigued already, but then like there's something that causes like your adrenal glands to get going, which is like maybe an argument that you get into with someone, or like feeling like the person that you're interested in isn't liking you back, or something going on with that person. And it feels very heart sick. The outcome is the Five of Pentacles, and that's the Miss Lonely Hearts card. That is heartbreak. The moon, then the Five of Pentacles shows me confusion. Confusion, and then heartbreak. It's like that feeling like of giving up, like it's hopeless, and it's not hopeless. I want you to seek some counseling. Reading for you is very challenging. I want you to seek counseling. The thing that's coming is some kind of tower moment, because we got the tower at the end. So it's just something that's been coming for a while, though. Maybe it's some kind of finale, some kind of showdown, some kind of, I always say the lowdown, hoedown, showdown. Like, I'm trying to make light of this because literally it feels like you're about to go through some stuff. You're about to go through some stuff. You and somebody else. Who was it? I don't know if it was Taurus. It's sort of like, how am I supposed to deliver a reading that's sunny when it doesn't feel sunny, Gemini? It feels quite like the universe is clearing the slate. Whatever that is, whatever slate that is, whether that's and or when I say clearing the slate, that means whatever you've been experiencing up until now, it's going to be drastically different by the end of July. Taurus was similar, only Taurus, I felt like they're kind of muddling through, they're kind of fumbling through, they're kind of like not liking it, but they're grinning and bearing it, and they're just doing it. Whereas like this is like, no, like this is final. This is like, no, this is final. Geminis can be very specific. To me, this is very specific. This is like finding the needle in the haystack, discovering something that's bad, discovering a partner cheating, or discovering, like, to me, there's an element of discovering that, like, I don't know, like something is going down, and you're not happy with it. Discovering something that makes you feel really heartbroken. And I feel are stressed out. Some of you are going to be moving or traveling because we have the Seven of Cups. I do feel like going away is going to be healthy for you. Maybe taking a girls' trip. We do have the Three of Cups also. If you're a lady that's watching. If you're a guy, going away, maybe you have some drinking buddies, hanging out with them. I do feel like it's almost like you kind of need to I don't know, some of you actually may be going to Vegas, but it feels like you need to kind of go to Vegas and let your hair down and just kind of forget. Geminis need to have fun and to forget that things have happened and let time go by and kind of recover. Yeah, we got the Three of Swords plus the Tower. It's just, to me, this is final. This is a serious finality, something that's final, that's happening. There is no way to get around it. I feel like it's going to happen whether you are ready for it or not. There's some element of finality coming. But I want to say that after I pulled those cards, there's a whole bunch of other cards that, to me, there's new opportunities, fresh starts, and new potential. Because you did get the Judgment card also. Judgment card can be a fresh start, a new beginning. Hang on just one second. Okay, sorry about that. So there's all these landscaping guys here. So I do want to say that there is hope here. I want you to stay positive regarding any events that happen. I feel like there is going to be a period of recovery in some way from whatever has gone down or is about to go down. I feel like you're going to move past it. You are going to recover from it, but it's going to just take a little bit of time. Time heals all things. I'm getting a strong tangle on this. It's going to take a little bit of time and you will move on from it. You do have the Star card, the Fool card, which to me talks about she's taken a leap of faith, starting fresh, 0 point. Okay. And then we have the Star card here, which can indicate blessings. It can indicate being guided and positive energy. So I just feel like ultimately whatever is going to go down in some way, my guide said it's a blessing in disguise. This is hard for me to say. It's hard for me to read for Gemini because this kind of a reading because no one likes to be blindsided by things. And this is where, especially if you're older and you've already been through some stuff, this is it's not pleasant for anybody. And it's the kind of thing is Gemini is so usually pretty upbeat that I don't like to see this kind of thing for you. Any kind of suffering, I feel like Gemini doesn't deserve that, but a blessing in disguise it will be because whatever it is that is going to happen, it's you need to, Geminis always say they need to know, but you need some kind of closure on it, and I feel like there is gonna be a sense of final. There's a final point. You will start at 0. I keep seeing the number 0 everywhere. So you're gonna start at the 0 point again. You're gonna start again and start over and start fresh, and you might rebound with someone else later down the line in time. I feel like if you do get into another relationship, I feel like you're going to, some of you anyways, are going to be with someone who's more supportive than maybe the person that you're in a relationship with right now. If you're in a relationship, okay, and it comes to a head or comes to some ending. This doesn't necessarily, like these cards, like all together, these 4 cards, I'm going to show them how they came out, okay? These 4 cards do not necessarily mean this is only about a relationship, okay? Because the moon can be confusion, but it's not necessarily always about an event or something. And then leads to feeling of sadness and sorrow. So, you know, best case scenario, this is where you're depressed. You know, the moon can be depression, and you're kind of going through this time of sadness and sorrow and a little bit feeling low. And then we have like the 3 of Swords, which is loss in some way, and the Tower. So to me, this is the final point. You may be, you know, upset about things prior to that point, and then to me, like, the Tower just wipes the slate clean. That's kind of how I see it. I almost have, like, I don't even know if I've seen the 3 of Swords and the Tower together. They don't usually come out together. For them to come out together means this is a significant event or significant situation that represents some kind of ending point. And it kind of rocks your world. It does. It's going to rock it's going to shake you. It's going to shake you up a bit. I don't like to see that, but I feel like it's going to shake you up. Gemini can be kind of cool, calm, and collected. So anything that kind of shakes Gemini up kind of worries me. But again, I don't think there's anything that you're going to be able to do to see it coming. Because again, it's sort of like maybe you're depressed to begin with or not feeling quite right. And then this thing happens, and so then you're really not feeling, you're really not in a good mindset. I feel like derailment is a good way to talk about what's going to happen. I feel like you're going to be derailed in some way. Some of you, this is going to have to do with some job change or shift. Could indicate business changing or shifting also. Rearranging things. I see like a rearrangement of things. If, say, you are in business, you may rearrange things. You know, it's almost like best case scenario, you lose your cool, you know, and you really let someone have it. For someone, going back to what I said a little bit earlier, the Tower in a future position, that's in a very future position, to me that represents something that's been a long time coming, something that's like really been, you know, boiling, you know, for a while, and it's like the pot's been boiling down, and then suddenly, you know, the whole pot is, you know, the whole thing's on fire because there's no water in the pot any longer. It's sort of just like something that happens because after a long time, and it's weird because I'm getting a tingle on this. So there may be something that's been bugging you for a while, and you're just getting to the end of your rope with it. And some of you, it's losing your temper really badly at the wrong time to the wrong person. Some of you, to me, it feels like a sudden, it could be a medical thing too, have to do with medical stuff, health stuff. You know, nobody in my readings, nobody likes to hear about medical stuff, but that's kind of what's happening there, what I'm seeing. I am going to pull another card here, or a bunch of other cards, to see what else we get. You got the Moon card twice. This is not a good time for business deals. I feel like business deals, you know, Mercury's going to be in retrograde in July. So this is not a good time for business deals. I'm not saying don't do business. I mean, obviously run your business as best you can if you have one. And if you're working, continue to show up for work. But there's something about like knowing what you kind of have to do and not liking it. Some of you may be feeling like you really don't want to go into work, or you really, really want to quit your job, or you really, really want to just like, for some of you, it's retire. For some of you, it's retire, or like I want to say, or like let everything go to shit. Like some of you just want to like, just, I don't know, my guide is showing me like this, this movie, I forget what it was called, about this, there's like a chef and she gets pissed off because the customer is like asking for like a rare steak. In the end, the chef comes out, slams like a raw piece of like meat down in front of the customer with like a knife, and then pulls the entire tablecloth out from under them, and then like drinks some champagne, and then she leaves. It's like a great metaphor for what I see for you, you know? It's just getting to that ending point. Some of you do feel discouraged or like low for some reason about maybe things that are going on with you, and the best thing that you could do in some cases, this is like wait it out and see what happens. Because I feel like for some of you, things are going to work out later down the line in time, not right now. Like if you want things to happen in this beautiful way in July, I don't necessarily feel like it's going to happen. I'm not saying it can't. Like, I'm reading for so many people, guys. Please remember, a lot of things are possible. It's just, it would be kind of unlikely that you feel like the world is your oyster in July. I feel like you're discouraged or depressed or like not quite yourself, and kind of get to this weird point where you're either not feeling well, or you're feeling like this is like something's not quite right, like something's not right for you any longer, and you just can't take it. And either you take it out on somebody at the wrong time, or you just can't take it. Some of you may have like a very demanding job, and that job is very like brings out either the worst in you or is stressful in some way. The leap of faith card has come up twice. Taking a leap of faith, trusting that everything is going to work out. Faith is believing everything's going to work out in the end. It doesn't work out sometimes the way we want it to, and it doesn't work out always in an easy way. And any kind of drama that's going to go down, there is going to be some resolution. Like some kind of resolution, some kind of, to me, peace thing is going to happen, in the sense where it's like, I don't know, maybe it's a document, maybe it's an agreement, maybe it's a thing that gets finalized, you know, that says, okay, this is how everything's going to work out. Finding your balance point. I almost feel like I'm reading for some Libras, maybe that have some Gemini in their chart, that things have gone really out of balance, and you're trying to find your balance point again. It's going to take some work for you, Gemini, to get back to your balance point. Some of you, it's it's like working things out with a partner. But I'm also seeing the Justice card in my financial deck, and the Justice card to me can indicate court stuff too. I forget who else had the court stuff. I don't know. I just keep feeling like something's not quite right. I can't put my finger on it, but something's not right. Something that's not right with the way you're viewing things, with the situations that are happening. Some of you may be like very angry. You're very angry that things are not going the way you want them to be, or the way you feel they should go, or you're just very angry. Some of you are despondent, and like you're kind of depressed because of this anger. Okay, so the thing that I want to say is you need to exercise, you need to listen to music, and you need to like be active in the sense of clearing your mental clutter and or your frustration. Specifically, running is the best thing for this. If you can run, if you can't, I strongly recommend reading. Reading for people who have a lot of mental clutter helps kind of like get your brain like back organized. I feel like you're going to be tested. The month of July is going to test you to your limit. And how you handle it, how you respond rather than react, is really going to depend on where you're at in your head. And in order to have that clear head, you need to be taking care of yourself, thinking about yourself. Some of you are too focused on what's going on around you in the sense that you're obsessing, or you are overly focused on outcomes, overly focused on maybe a person or a job situation or something that you can't really control right now. And that might be pissing you off. But working on yourself, refocusing on yourself is going to be the best way to go. That is my message for you guys. Thank you guys so much for liking, sharing, subscribing, Google Plusing. I will be back for more. Hopefully you'll take something from this reading. Hopefully something resonates. And I do wish you guys the best. I send everyone big hugs, big kisses. And I will be back again for more. And if you'd like to get a private reading, please just click on the link in the description box to my website, oracledaphne.com. And yeah, I will be back and I'll talk to you guys again soon. All right, take care. All the best. Bye.